Okay, first up we're going to take off this rather large engine cover. Let's pull the oil filler cap off. Now there's a little post back here that has to be disengaged, and you can pull this right off. Remember to put the oil filler cap back on so you don't have anything fall in there. Let's get this this air intake, air cleaner assembly out of the way. First we'll unsnap the air cleaner. Now there's a connector coming in right here. Just take that off. Next we're going to disconnect this little crossover hose. You take it from either end. Pull the clamp, moving it toward the cleaner, and you can pull the hose. Pull the hose off. Now over here on the right side of the intake assembly there's a clamp, and they brought a screw out, extended it out a little ways. So this can now be pulled off the throttle body assembly. So with that work done, now pull up, pull it off, and on this side just pull it right off the intake and take it off the vehicle. You need to put a square drive, and this is just some key stock that would fit in there, and I'm going to be using an awkward way to do this. Get a tool. You know, there's a set for serpentine tools. This particular car is really not really a way to go about doing it without that, although I'm going to myself. I wouldn't really recommend it. Tool set's maybe $25 to $30, and you're going to get a long-handled wrench basically that'll fit in here and allow you to turn this tensioner up. So what I'm using is a 3/8 inch wrench, and I've got a little piece of plastic in there to hold that key stock in there, otherwise it's a little too loose. I'm just feeling around to get this in position. Okay, take the serpentine belt out just for demonstration purposes. I have a piece of key stock, see it right here, that I managed to get in here. So I did manage to get a crescent wrench on my key stock. You can see the belt as I lift this up, the tension come off of it. And the other element in this is a piece of pipe, a piece of aluminum pipe. I'm going to stick this over the end of the wrench. So what we'll do now with our crescent wrench is we'll pull it up as far as we can get it, and then stick this pipe over it. Okay, thereby holding the tension off the belt. Okay, I found that not to be not enough to hold the tension all the way off, so it's handy to have some wedges around. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is pull this belt off of the compressor, air conditioning compressor. The reason being, there's quite a ridge up here on the alternator. It makes it hard, even with the tension completely off, to get it on there. So I'm going to reach down in here and just slide the belt off that pulley. And now the only thing that it's still on, as it's off the also off the alternator, is on the crankshaft pulley. And to get that, it's going to be really hard without having the car jacked up. I would imagine it can be done, but it's going to be extremely frustrating. So I have it jacked up, and I've also pulled this splash guard off, and now you can see the pulley here, so I can just take it off of it. Now what I'm going to do is pull it up from the front. And to get this off, there's just a couple of panel fasteners down here that fasten this to the frame. So now the belt, being off of all three pulleys, can just be pulled up and out of the car. Again, leaving my tension relieving tools on there I won't take those off till I'm done putting a new belt on. Okay, for installation, I'm going to slip this belt through first from the top between the alternator and air conditioning compressor, then go underneath and get it around the crankshaft. After that, it's going to go under the tensioner and over the alternator, and I'll finish by slipping it around the bottom of the air conditioning compressor. Okay, so here's our new belt. The other one proved to be cracked. Got a gouge missing from it. So we're going to slip this in here. Alrighty. That's no big deal. So we seated it around the crankshaft. Just got to pull it down a little bit and get it underneath the tensioner. So now we've got it down around the bottom of the tensioner. And we'll put it up on the alternator next. The alternator, and the final one we're going to put it on would be the compressor. So finally we reach down here and get it on the compressor and double check it. Make sure it's on all the way around, particularly down here. And it's all the way around on my seated properly on the crankshaft sprocket. Looks like we're good. Okay, so let's remove our holding pieces. Out with our bar. Okay, out with our crescent wrench. And I can see that our key stock fell out. Okay, with the belt back replaced, we can put this cover back on. Snap those in place. I separated these two because it seems like it's just really hard to get this on directly. It almost has to come in from a bit of an angle and then be twisted, like here, about this angle right here, and then be kind of twisted. And you can also seat this crossover hose here. I was really struggling to get that on in this original, in one piece. So now we just got some little housekeeping to do. Plug this in. And this clamp, of course, has to be tightened up. And then this clamp right under here. Tighten up. And let's not forget this one. Seat it on there all the way. There it is. So now we've got that intake assembly back in place. And we've got our big engine cover again. Oil cover cap off. Seat this guy back on. There it is. There that is. And cover back on. Beautiful.